Welcome. I'm Travis.
And I'm Tyler, and this is Strategies for Success, a show that explores many topics while aiming to equip listeners with simple and practical lessons you can use in your everyday life.
Now join us on our journey as we reach for the impossible. Hey guys, and welcome. Welcome to Strategies for Success. I'm Travis.
I'm Tyler. Good to have you guys back.
Now guys, the title of this episode is a mouthful, so I'm going to try to say it right here. We're going to be discussing the Law of Reciprocity. Am I saying that right? Help me out here.
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity. All right, there you go. I get tongue-tied here. Good old Okie boy, having a hard time saying them big words. So years ago, this was brought to my attention, and it's pretty good. So the meaning of what this actually is kind of goes back to the golden rule, right? To do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. But this takes it up a notch. This is doing unto others. And when you do that, have you ever noticed that people have the tendency to want to do back? So maybe you hurt somebody's feelings. What is the first response?
I'm going to hurt you back.
Yeah. And so you bring a gift and you're like, wow, that was really nice. I think I'd like to return the favor and give that person something, right?
Right.
So Tyler, tell us a little bit about what you read on this law.
So Travis explained a little bit. I'm kind of a definitions guy, so I like to read the definition a little bit. So the Law of Reciprocity suggests that individuals tend to feel obligated to repay or return the favor when they receive a benefit or kindness from another person. The principle implies that people are inclined to reciprocate with similar actions, gifts, or services, creating a sense of balance in social interaction. So basically the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. And Travis had a couple examples, but just think of one. If someone ever offered to pay for your meal, I try to remember that next time I'm thinking, oh, now it's my turn to buy. And you know, if someone does that just so you'll buy the next time and they're like, we're going to an expensive place next time. I mean, that's not what we're talking about here, but we're talking about genuine kindness and doing something because you want to, and then people genuinely want to return the favor. A gift, that was another one that Travis had, providing assistance to somebody. If you help someone out when they're in a bad situation, then when you're in a bad situation, they'll want to lend a hand to you.
You can do the restaurant trick one time, but then the law kicks back in and people are like, oh, yeah,
yep,
we're going to get that person back.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling Tyler as we were preparing for this, we deal with brand yellow, and I was at a dealer meeting one time, and I'm sitting around a table with a bunch of other dealers, and the dealers are talking. If you've ever had to deal with a warranty complaint or a warranty center, you'll know what I mean. But I tell our guys all the time in service, it's kind of easy to get like an emergency room or hospital type syndrome, I would call it, to where you think everybody's dying. And so it's like, yeah, what's the point? Everyone hates my guts. And so keep that in mind when you're going into a service department. No one goes into service and be like, oh boy, I'm so glad to see you, because their stuff's broke. So when they come into service, they're usually not real happy. And imagine a call center that all you do is get griped at all day. I mean, it would get old. It would get old quick. Yeah, I imagine the turnover is probably pretty high at a call center.
Yeah.
So years ago, we came up with this deal that it didn't matter if we liked them or not. Every rep, we would send a pocket knife or something nice. And the key to this law is not doing in hopes of getting something back. It's doing it out of genuine kindness. And you'll just notice that when you treat people right, they have the tendency to want to treat you right. This isn't like a guarantee. Again, this is just you doing your part and not worrying about the response. And so we started sending cookie baskets to several companies that we deal with, and one of them was at a warranty department. And honestly, when we sent that first batch of cookies, the guys were like completely shocked that someone sent them cookies. You know, the president gets cookies at these businesses. The CEO gets cookies and goodies. The sales guys, you ever go to a sales meeting, you know, they're always handing out free goodies. Mm-hmm. But the service team is kind of like the forgotten team. They're only there if something breaks. They're only there to fix what I need to sell. And so as I said at this dealer meeting, these dealers are sitting around and they're griping. I tell you what, the service department with brand X is terrible. You know, I can't get nothing covered. It's like I have to call up there once a week and just chew them out. And he said, as soon as he said it, it just hit me. I'm like, well, hey, I wonder why you can't get nothing covered. Maybe because
Exactly.
you call them every week and chew them out. And he looked right at me and he said, what do? You have any problems with this brand? I said, well, honestly, I don't. But I said, I don't call up there every week and chew them out. I send them a cookie basket.
Yeah. Yeah. Different actions probably get different results there. But I mean, a lot of this happens on a daily basis, whether we actually think about it or not. If maybe it's with your spouse, maybe it's with a friend or a sibling or something, but everything's kind of a give and take a little bit. You got to give for the other person and then they'll give back to you. So we all use it all the time. It's just trying to make it a habit to actually think about it and be intentional about it. But
the one you said I really liked was, have you ever gone into like a large box store, like a Sam's, Costco type thing? And I can't remember, I think it's Fridays where they do the free samples.
mm-hmm.
And so what he was just reading as we were going over this, preparing for this episode, it said that free samples, people want to be like, wow, that goes really, I think I'll go get me a bag of that, because we feel obligated.
Right. That's pretty easy when that's what it's talking about, and how doing this is valuable in sales and is actually kind of a persuasion tactic. And that's where, it's important to do this with good heart and do it intentionally, not just trying to get something back. But like Travis said, if you go somewhere and someone's giving a product demonstration, or they're giving free samples, or they're giving you information that's, they're spending their time to do something to better you, then you feel a little bit of an obligation to, if you're in the market for whatever they're selling, next time you're probably going to think of them because they provided you with something.
I'll tell you a really cool, to make it real short here, but this is probably one of my favorite stories with this law. So we had a guy I used to work with. He was a little bit of a tightwad, and I've got a good friend of mine. His name's Kelly, and Kelly is our general manager, and Kelly is always a happy, upbeat kind of guy. And he kind of got me on this law of reciprocity. And he said that one day they had to make a run up to one of the stores to run some errands. And so it was about lunchtime, and he asked this other guy, a little bit of a tightwad. He said, hey, you want to run through and get something to eat? Sure. So they're driving through this fast food chain, and the fast food chain says, hey, man, we're having a contest to see who can raise the most money for this charity organization. Would you care to give $1 for this charity foundation? And Kelly's like, absolutely, brother. I'd love to. So he's like, man, really? Thank you. Thank you. So he's like, yeah. He goes, I'll have your total at the window. So as they're driving around the window, our other guy that was kind of a tightwad, he's like, I can't believe you got suckered in for $1, man. He's like, every place you go, ask, can you give me this? Can you give me that? He goes, I just tell them no and go fly a kite. And Kelly gets up to the window, and the guy gives him the total, and he says, hey, brother, he said, you're one of the first people today to give the $1. He goes, here's a coupon for a free meal next time you're in. It was like a $10 value meal that he gave him the coupon for. So I guess the point, if you don't remember any of this, is that just we want to make the world a better place, one good decision, one kind act at a time.
Yep. Well, we're getting to the end of the episode here, so it's time for the challenge. And
challenge time.
The challenge for this episode is use the golden rule, utilize it, use it on a daily basis. Like Travis said, we want to make the world a better place, but use it on a daily basis. But not only that, think of one specific situation, someone that you see maybe on a daily basis. Do something special for them, like buy their lunch or give them a gift or something like that, and just see what happens. I'm not saying to give to receive, but I'm just saying just use it as an experiment, see what happens, and continue to use the golden rule in everyday life.
You want to take this to the next level, and I know we've talked a little bit about this, but try this on your enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Try this on the people you think don't like you. You'll be amazed at what happens. So, Tyler, you gave the challenge. We've had the episode. Now it's time to
execute. Thank you for learning with us.
Join us next time as we reach for the impossible. I'm Travis.
And I'm Tyler.
And this is
Strategies for Success.